Hey guys, it's Autumn. This is going to be a one-shot video, so I'm going to just avoid all things editing and just talk. So please bear with me for, breaks in between. But this is a serious video as well, so again, please bear with me. And it's probably one of the hardest videos I'll ever have to make because on Tuesday, September 26th was the worst night of my life because I had to say goodbye to my little angel. So that was Coko. She was my best friend. She was my sister. She's been a part of my life for 15 years. So I just can't wrap my head around that. I've had her since I was 7, and I'm 22 right now, so pretty much my whole life. So I'll touch on exactly what was going on, but first I wanted to just make a little side note. You guys remember my 25 facts about me video last week? I said that I love animals and how I love my dog to death, and those were my exact words. Now you guys know that I love my dog to death, and as much as I want her to be in this video, she's still sleeping. But I love her so much, and not realizing days after that I'd have to say goodbye to her. Death, also an interesting choice of words. So like I said, I didn't know. But during that time, we noticed that something was up with her, and I don't know if you can tell, but I actually have a clip I'm going to show you guys real quickly. One of her last moments on camera. I had her at the beginning of my original 25 Facts About Me video, but it didn't work out, so here's some of that raw footage. Hey guys, it's Autumn LaCroix, and this is Coko, and this is Coko. And today we are going to be, today I'm going to be telling you guys 25 fun facts about me. You would have never thought, but little did my dad and I know. Well, actually we knew, there was something up with her, but we just didn't know what. At first we thought that she was in a funk. And when we say in a funk, we mean like she's sad and she's mopey, because my mom left for her trip to California to visit my sister at the beginning of September. So usually when one of us leaves, especially my mom, she'll kind of be a little sad and just kind of sit around and mope. But we figured it was a little more than that. Then we noticed that she was throwing up a lot. We just thought she had the flu, and we wanted to make sure that she was getting the proper medication, and we were going to help get her through it. So we took her to a vet just to make sure that there was nothing else going on, but we did suspect that there was something going on because she had this aroma coming off of her. She had trouble walking despite getting old. Of course, she was 15. That's like 80 and 90 years for an adult, for a human being. So we knew something else was up. So we took her to the vet, and she had kidney failure. Her kidneys were failing on her. And this would eventually lead to other issues, like if we gave her too much fluid because, she was dehydrated because her kidneys weren't working. So we were giving her fluids, and if we gave her too much fluids, that would fill up her lungs, and we didn't want that. And then that also led to neurological damage. It led to an enlarged heart because she's working harder at her body than she should be, because she even had trouble standing up. Actually, she stood up pretty well, but that was all she'd really do. She wasn't confident enough of walking again, even though she could. It was just a lot harder. We didn't realize how fast she was declining. And this was only a matter of days. And so long story short, it was so hard, but we decided to put her down because we didn't want her to be in pain. She wasn't in pain yet, but she was just in the stage where you have a flu, you're not feeling well. That was my dog. We didn't want her to experience pain. We didn't want to wake up one day and find her somewhere in the house, lifeless, and thinking that she suffered alone. So we wanted to send her off the best way that we could, because being in our lives for 15 years, I believe she truly got the best, and we were going to give her the best even if it meant saying goodbye. So the hardest part about this whole thing, after giving her such a wonderful last day here at the house, was taking her back and then going into this beautiful little room. And then we were there. We were there when they were putting the injections in her, and that was probably the hardest thing I ever had to do in my life. It was I didn't want to say goodbye. Sorry. I will cry because this was really traumatic. It was hard for me to sleep that first night. I'll get into that in a sec, but I had her in my arms here, and my dad was sitting right here, and they gave her the first injection, which relaxed her body. I'm not going to get into what the other injections do, because if anyone else is going through this, I don't want to terrify them either, because this was hard for me. So they relaxed her body, and her little head fell on my chest, and then we laid her across our laps. They gave her the next injection, and I swear for a second she was looking at me. I was like, I love you, I love you, I love you, I love you. I was just like, I can't believe we're doing this. And then after the third injection, she's like, she's gone. It was so hard seeing her like that. She was not moving, she wasn't blinking, and she wasn't breathing. My baby girl was gone. But you know what, let me tell you, she was so beautiful. She was so beautiful even after all of that. She's still beautiful, and as my baby girl, my best friend of 15 years, it's just, how do you move on from something like that? But that was so hard for me to leave that room. My boyfriend was waiting for us in the car, and I just lost it in there, and he was just hugging me, and I was just screaming. And then I got home. I'm seeing all of her stuff right now, like her pod, her pillow, her favorite spot. I just lost my mind. I'm like screaming, like, Coko, come back. I couldn't sleep that night, because every time I closed my eyes, I like saw her lifeless little body, and just like the whole thing that went down, what we did. I couldn't sleep at all that night. I was sleep deprived the next day. But to make myself feel better, I'm going to tell you guys some of my favorite things about her. So Coko was known to be a very sassy little girl. She was so funny. I remember when I first got her, I was playing with her, and she made this funny noise, and I'm going to play the video clip for you right here. We thought it was so weird. We're like, what the heck is she doing? And we kind of assumed that, you know, she wasn't in pain, she wasn't hurting. This was just her playing noise, and that's how we've noted it for the rest of the time that we had her. That was her playing noise. She enjoyed doing that, and we loved hearing it. So that was one of the things that made her so unique. She was so cute. She thought she was bigger than what she really was. She'll just bark like her, you know, like she's just this big macho puppy. I love how tough she acts. She's so funny like that. Yeah, she's just that little, just imagine like that small dog who thinks that they're bigger than they really are, and that's just what makes them so funny and so cute. And I just love that. Usually when we were giving her a nice pet or scratching her and we would stop, she would indicate us with this little gesture that she wanted more scratches by waving her little paw in the air or scratching the side of her leg or whatever was next to her. And I absolutely loved when she did that. You see, she does it right there, and it's so adorable. I would give her my food. I'd share my food with her. I remember just like at one point in my life when I was younger, I'd want to eat, and then she'd come around the corner and I'd be like, no, I want to eat this myself. Then I kind of get guilt tripped into it, and I just give her a bit of my food. She was just so cute, the way that her little face looked at you, and her barking, her playing. I'd always analyze her running. I'm like, oh, her running is so cute. So sassy, so sweet. That could literally go on. But she was my angel. She was my little princess. I had so many nicknames for her. Coco Bell's one of them. We call her Coco Bell even though her actual name is Coko. She was born August 21st, which was the same day as the eclipse, so she was blessed to have her last birthday on the solar eclipse, as that in itself was a gift to her. Yeah, you know, she had a good life. She made our lives so much better, and I just could not be more thankful to have her as a part of my life. And it's going to be so hard to live the rest of my life without her, but I do know for a fact that I will see her again. And I want to encourage you guys, if you're going through any sort of loss, whether it's a pet or a person, just anything that is hard for you to adjust right now, just know that each day gets just a little bit better. It will be a little easier to handle depending on your situation. Because I can't speak for everyone, but I will say from my experience that it gets a little bit better each day, especially when you have family to support you and help you through it. And when you have those good moments and those good days, try and hold on to that as long as you possibly can until your next trigger moment, until your next breakdown, because that's what our loved ones would want for us, is to enjoy the rest of our lives even though they're not there with us. What I found really helped, and at first it was really hard to do, is just getting yourself out there and doing stuff. After a couple of days of losing Coko, my dad had asked me if he wanted to run a few errands with me, and I felt really like just not wanting to. I wanted to stay cooped in my bed. I wanted to be sad and just let it all sink in, and that's okay for a little bit, just to like cope with it how you will, spend some time in the house and just be by yourself. But that's not good to do all the time. You know, eventually it's gonna be unhealthy to always feel like that and not be active. And so I pushed myself to go do these things with my dad. We went grocery shopping, he had to go to the bank, we went to visit my grandma, and I felt, you know, over that period of time, it really was enjoyable to get out and do stuff. Even like little things like go on a walk or hang out with some friends. And at first I felt guilty about it. I was like, well, I mean, I'm doing all these things, I'm having fun. It would seem like if someone were to look at me and know what I went through, that, you know, I didn't care anymore, you know, I'm already over it, and that, you know, I'm not sad. That's not the case. You have to go do this stuff for yourself to be happy, because that's what they'd want you to do. They'd want you to be happy and enjoy your life. So it's so good to, you know, go to a football game, which I actually did a couple nights ago with my boyfriend, and that was awesome. You know, I hung out with some friends and went grocery shopping more with my dad because we forgot a few things. And it's so good to get yourself out there. You don't have to do anything too extravagant. Just go on a walk, or, you know, just get out of the house somehow, or just stay in the house and do something like wash the dishes, or, you know, organize a few things. It's so good to keep yourself busy. It's also good to get back into your own routine, even though that will be hard at first. Eventually, like I said, over time, it'll get a little bit better each day. And that's what I found has really helped me, and also the peace of knowing that we will see our loved ones again one day. And I just want to encourage you guys that no matter how hard certain trials will be, eventually it will get a little bit better day by day. You are strong, you are wonderful, and no matter what you're going through, just allow yourself to be happy, because that's what you deserve. You deserve the best, and happiness is one of the greatest things that we could do for ourselves. I'm going to end the video there. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. I love you. Stay weird, and God bless. Bye.